If you are a beginner, then please don't skip this video because today I'm going to share some very important things with you that will make speaking English easy for you. After this, you will be able to speak English more confidently and naturally. Speaking English is not difficult if you get the right guidance. And that guidance I'm going to give you in this video. Hey everyone, I'm Shalima, your English coach. Welcome back to my new session of this beginner series. Yes, please like this video if you found useful. So today I'm going to share powerful and practical techniques with you that will help you start speaking English. And I will tell you the real truth. How I started speaking English and how I helped my students learn to speak English confidently. So if you learn these two things, you will start speaking English and you will create a base for yourself to speak. Now, a lot of people have good knowledge of English, but when it comes to speaking, they hesitate a lot. But don't worry, I here to help you in this situation. So let's begin with step number 1. And the step number 1 of speaking English is survival English. You need survival English. What is this survival English? What is actually survival English as the word suggested? Survival. Survival is basically the kind of English that you need in order to survive in a situation where you are only required to speak in English. Now imagine a situation where you are only required to speak in English. You know good English. Yet you are scared to speak it, hesitate to speak it. So whenever you go and try to speaking English in a real life situations, either you are stuck, the words don't come to your mind, or it's like, you understand English, but you can't speak it at all. So these problems, they start arising. Don't they? The most common problems of all? Now, these problems are the ones which are keeping you back from speaking. But imagine if you are in a situation where only English is required to speak, your native language will not work. People will not understand you. Whatever kind of English you are speaking, you have to speak in English. That basic level of English required to communicate your ideas. That's survival English. Survival English means communication that you are able to communicate in that particular language. So every language has, survival language. Similarly, in English, survival English is that English that you need to know, the basic English that you need to know in order to express your ideas. Survival English is not about grammar, not about sentences, not about your sentence structures at all. Survival English is about communication. Whatever you are speaking, you are able to communicate. What matters is that you are able to express your ideas. You are able to tell something in English and the person is able to understand you. So that is your survival English. Once you master survival English, you will create a base for yourself, a really strong base upon which you can build your speaking skills. So are you understanding the point that survival skills, these survival English skills are going to provide a base for you? Now, I'm going to tell you what exactly you need for survival English. What kind of things are there that you need to learn in order to learn survival English? Okay, now you are living at a particular place and only thing that there is that you need to communicate in English. Okay, so what you have to do? You have to use English that is required for your daily task, the day-to-day English needed for daily situations, the situations that you face every day. And that's the thing, the kind of English that is going to be used in those particular situations. And that's what you need. You do not need really high formal English. For that, that's advanced level. Now, one step after the survival English, you do not need long sentences. No, that's not. What you need basic words, everyday words, and short phrases. Two things that you need. You need to focus on words, that is your vocabulary, and vocabulary is the main thing that you required in order to learn survival English and overcome this particular problem of how to start speaking English at the first step of speaking English. Now, the vocabulary, and the second thing is short phrases. Yes, short phrases that you need to fix that phrases. There are certain short phrases, fixed phrases that you use in certain situations, life situation, that are required for you to learn. If you learn these two things, you will start speaking English and you will create a base for yourself to speak English, and then you will be able to build, on advanced English speaking skills. Upon this base, so there is the base of survival English, and you build on better English speaking skills on top. Now, if I come to vocabulary, what kind of vocabulary you need? When I say vocabulary, you don't need prepositions, you don't need tenses. What kind of tenses should I use? That will not matter. When you are learning survival English, when you are learning to speak just survival English, what kind of preposition I'm using, that would not matter at all. What kind of helping verb I'm using? Am I using correct auxiliary verbs? Am I forming correct sentence structures? That's not that the things. It's the first step of speaking English, learning how to start using that English practically. The kind of English that you are learning, how to start using it practically. That is how to start speaking it. For that, you require, and that's the basic thing. So when I say vocabulary, the basic structure that you need to learn is nouns and verbs. Your nouns, that's the names of the things, different names of things, everyday objects, the places that you visit, the objects that you use, things that you look at, see in your surroundings. That's what you need to know. And here, number 2 is verb, the action verbs you do certain task in a day. You need to know what are they called in English. You should have practice using those words in English. And I'm not saying that you might not know them. Definitely you might know your basic verbs, your action verbs, the names of places all around a cushion, a couch, that. But the thing is that, are you using them? If you replace simple words in your sentences, you will form a habit of, speaking English, a habit of using English words while speaking. So that's why you need to know the names of things around you and your action verbs. That's your nouns and the verbs. Two things that you need to know for survival English. Also, short phrases. What kind of short phrases should you learn? Let me tell you. Now, the basic thing in short phrases you should learn is, for example, there can be many topics related to your everyday life, everyday situations, but somewhere you can start is your basic introduction, short phrases related to your introduction. That's important. And number 2, greeting somebody. When you meet people, you need to greet them. Greeting them is important task. So short phrases, fixed phrases related to that. And number 3, asking for directions. That's important. So there are certain topics related to your everyday life situations, and you need to master and short phrases related to these certain topics, so that you can start speaking English in normal situations, everyday situations of your life. And that's how you will start speaking English. So once you master your survival English, then you can go on the level of advanced level of English speaking. Now, It's time for telling you the step number 2. The step number 2 is learn English in patterns. So in step number 1, you build your base through survival English. You learn basic nouns, you learn basic verbs, you started communicating. But still something is missing. You know words, but when you try to speak full sentences, you get confused. You start thinking, how should I arrange this? Which word should come first? Am I saying it correctly? And then again you stop speaking. This is exactly where English patterns helps you. Now, what are English patterns? Let me tell you. English patterns are fixed sentences. I can say fixed sentence structures. They are like ready-made sentence designs. You don't create sentence from zero every time. You just follow a structure and put your words into it. Now, let me explain clearly to you. When I started improving my English, I stopped focusing too much on grammar rules. I started noticing how sentences are actually spoken in real life. So I observed common sentence structures that people use again and again. And I realized something very important. English is repetition of patterns. Please don't speak random grammar. They repeat similar sentence structures in different situations. So instead of learning 50 grammar rules, I started learning 20 to 25 common patterns and practice them daily. And that changed everything. So let me give you just one or two examples so that you can understand clearly. For example, a pattern number 1, I want to plus verb. I want to plus verb. Now this one structure can be used in hundreds of situations. You are expressing desire, you are expressing intentions. That's it. Now let me give you the another example. The pattern number 2, I think plus sentence. You want to give your opinion. You just start with I think dot 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 dot. Simple. Now understand the main point. Patterns reduce pressures on your brain. So when you don't know patterns, your brain tries to find words, arrange words, check grammars, translate, speak all at the same time. So that is too much work. But when you know patterns, your brain already has a structure ready. You just insert information and it's become automatic. And this is exactly how I train my students as well. I didn't tell them, first learn all tenses, first learn perfect grammar, first become perfect. No, not at all. I gave them patterns and I told them, use this pattern 10 times daily. Speak it in different situations. Change the words, but keep the structures. Slowly, their hesitation reduces, their speed increased, and their confidence improved. So patterns helps you speak faster, think less, avoid overthinking grammar, build sentence flow, and most importantly, they help you stop translating word by word. Because now you are not thinking in simple word, you are thinking in chunks. And that is how fluency starts. So remember, step 1 teaches you how to survive, and step 2 teaches you how to structure your speech. So first you collect words, then you organize them, and once you master patterns, your speaking automatically becomes smoother and more natural. And this is the real secret behind confident English speaking. Now let's understand what we have actually done in these two steps, right? So in step 1, we have talked about survival English. You stopped waiting to become perfect. You stopped worrying about grammar. You stopped thinking about big sentences. And you focused only one thing, that is communication. You learn basic words. You learn nouns and verbs. You learn short, useful phrases for daily situations. And most importantly, you started speaking, right? Now, maybe it was broken, maybe it was simple, but it was English. That is the first victory. Yes, that is the first victory. Because the biggest problem of beginners is not grammar, it's fear, it's hesitation, it's overthinking. And survival English breaks that fear. It tells you speak whatever you know, just communicate. So once you do that, you create a base. And without a base, no building can stand. Now comes step 2, that is English patterns. So here you learn how to arrange your words properly. You learn ready-made structures. You learn how sentences are actually formed in real life. Patterns reduce confusion, patterns increase speed, and patterns make your speaking smoother. And in step 1, you collected the breaks. In step 2, you started arranging those breaks properly. Now imagine something is very important. So if you skip step 1 and directly jump to advanced grammar, you will understand English, but you will not speak it. So if you skip step 2 and only learn words, you will know vocabulary. You will get stuck while forming sentences. That is why both steps are equally important. Step 1 gives you confidence. Step 2 gives you structure. Step 1 helps you survive and step 2 helps you improve. And when these two combine, something powerful happens. So you stop saying, I understand English, but I can't speak. Because now you can not perfect, not advanced, but practical. And remember one thing, guys. Fluency does not come from perfection. That I'm telling you every time in my videos. So fluency comes from repetition of simple things. Master the basics, repeat the patterns, and speak daily. Alright? And one more thing, speak daily and slowly. Without even realizing it, you will become someone who speaks English naturally and confidently. And this is how real progress happens. So that's it for today's new series of spoken English for beginners. If you want, please like this video. If you found this video helpful, please share this video and subscribe to my channel for more lessons of this series for English beginners. Alright, so this is Shalima signing off. Take care and speak English with confidence. All the best.